trickle-down economics, Reaganomics, the Chicago School. Call it what you want. It didn't work. Why? Because it opened the door for dishonesty, greed, unfettered, unregulated, undisciplined, unapologetic greed. These people changed the rules for themselves. In the 70s and the 80s, there was a high inflation. Everybody was getting a 10% return. When Reagan cut the taxes for the rich to encourage investment, it was done so that it would create jobs in America. Well, it did for a short term, but people were used to in the 70s and 80s of getting 10% returns. Well, business investment doesn't get 10% return. It's manufacturing gets you a 4 or 6% return. Grocery stores only get a 2% return. Well, that wasn't enough for these rich people, so they wanted to change the rules. So what they do? They manipulated the system, right? They had the rules changed for them. They had deregulation so that they had less rules to follow, so they could cheat people out of money because they couldn't make enough profit because they still wanted that 10% a year rather than the meager 2 or 4% that investing got for them. So they didn't invest, they traded money. They repealed Glass-Steagall so that the banks could get involved in a big way. And of course, what happened to the banks? The banks took your money, they expanded credit, they gave credit to people that had no reason to have it. They upped the value of property that wasn't real, so there was nothing backing it up, so that's why they call it a bubble. They take this bubble, and when it pops, they go back to the Fed to borrow money to get themselves out of the hole. And check this out. In the meantime, millions and millions and millions of these motherfuckers cash out. All right? They cashed out because they all made money, and there should be a RICO consideration to go after these guys because they knew that they were cheating the American people. They expanded credit to make themselves rich. And not only that, but all these homes that got foreclosed on, they got paid for 2 or 3 times because they insured themselves with a counter bet. When they knew that these loans were no good, they bet that they weren't going to get paid. So the government paid the loan, and then the insurance company, they paid the loan, and guess what? The insurance company went broke. The U.S. government took over AIG, and now the U.S. government paying twice. And this is why these people are rich. All right? They wrangled the system for making money. They wrangled more tax cuts. Right? The corporations cashed out. The Federal Reserve was not able to regulate because Wall Street took over that regulation. This is why we're in the trouble we are today. And not only is this trouble in America, but it's around the world. Why? Because trickle-down economics depended upon people being fair, and these rich people were not fair. They were fucking greedy, and instead of letting it trickle down, they wanted to catch it all and get more. They all wanted their 10% return to stay. Okay? That's it for that one.